business cards. If you show up without business cards, then I will scold you. But the business card thing, the easy way to kind of get around showing up to an event without cards is, because I'm pretty bad about that. Sometimes I'll switch purses, so I'll get a new purse and then I won't have the cards in that purse, or I'll just take in that one little thing. I keep a soap dish, one of those little travel soap dishes from like Target, they're like $1, full of cards. It holds about 100 and 120 cards, and you keep it in your glove box. It doesn't get wet, can get bumped around, the cards don't get bent on the corners, they don't get stained, so keep that in your car. I also keep a pen in there with it as well. And then your pitch, which we're going to talk a little bit about. The pitch is something that I actually have several kind of in my back pocket at all times, which I'm going to show you the formula for that too. So business cards, keep a box in the car, whether it's a small soap box or a full 250 cards in a box like they come from the printer. I like to keep 50 on my person. So I do carry a soap dish in my purse because most of us have large purses, so it works. I keep a pen. I keep several pens in my purse, and then also after hours on weekends, I keep 10 on my person at all times. I actually carry around this because it pretty much is my wallet for the weekend. I don't really carry my big purse. It has my credit cards, my license, my phone, and that's like what I walk out the door with. So on the inside, there's a little slot here, and I keep about 10 cards in here. And that's what I carry on the weekends, because you never know when you're going to be in a restaurant, or you're going to overhear someone, or you're going to be talking to somebody in line somewhere, and they're going to go, man, I wish there was really a person that did this, or my sister was talking about that, and you're like, here, here's one for you. So it's always keep some cards, whether it's 1, 5, 10. I also make my husband carry 3 or 4 in his wallet, because sometimes I will even leave this at home, which he loves, because then I don't have my phone. And I will like, babe, card, babe. So he always pulls out his wallet and gives me a card. So your pitch is one of the most important things you take with you to a networking meeting. So I want to hear everyone's 20, 30-second pitch. And we're going to end with KC because I know she's done this a lot.
Wow.
So I'm going to make her go last. I'm going to make her go last because I want it to kind of be like a building up, and I want to kind of end because I know she does a really, really solid one. Oh, you're first. Pressure. All right, so we're going to start with you.
Oh, gosh, no. I apologize for being late, first of all. Hi, I'm Debbie Williams. I am creating an organization called Beautiful Attributes, and it is where we focus on females transforming their lives.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right.
Good evening. I'm J. Diane Tribble. I'm the CEO and founder of At the Table Life Coaching and Motivational Speaking Services. I provide individual and group life coaching services as well as certification. I'm a facilitator and a business startup specialist.
Very good.
Well, I'll speak for both of us. With Great Restorations Dental Center, so I'm the manager at our Jacksonville Northside location. So, anybody need a dental office?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it was skipping me. It's just.
So it's,
Oh wow. No, don't turn it on me. I have it back on you. Okay, well, my name is Ebony Carter, and this is our group. It's L.E.A.P. It's Ladies Empowering Attitudes with Purpose, and this group is designed to get positive women together, like-minded individuals together, to work in our community, to give back, and to help you grow, give, different motivational workshops to help enrich your lives.
good deal.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Peggy Bennett. I have a private practice massage therapy office where I focus on helping people who have pain, tension, headaches, or just want to relax, get back into where they want to be.
Cards.
I'll just kind of repeat what Ebony was saying. That's L.E.A.P, Ladies Empowering Attitudes of Purpose. It's a new social networking group for women where we can come together and empower one another by what we bring to the table personally and individually, and how we can also gain more, I don't know, encouragement by helping others that maybe can't help themselves. Also have a little fun in there too, and learn through the different workshops that we're going to have as we go along.
Okay.
The best
Question.
I don't know about that. I'm Casey Padgett. I am a recruiting director as well as a financial representative with North Florida Financial. We basically help our clients align their actions with their intentions, and we do that through helping them with a website tool called the Living Balance Sheet. We do not charge for that service. We believe in relationship-driven financial service, and that's what we do.
Wow.
Cards.
I know.
We all should pass our cards, definitely. Yeah.
All right, well those were all pretty good pitches. I'm very impressed. One of the things is this is a new group for some of you, and when you get into a group where you're there every month or you're there every week or whatever the regularity is, you see a lot of the same people all the time. And so when there's new people, yes, you want to inform them of what you do and kind of your overall mission. However, you're probably going to see more regular people than you are new people the more you go to a group. So what I recommend is having 3 pitches. And these are the 3 that I kind of focus on. You have your main pitch, which is just kind of what everybody kind of said today. This is what we do. This is why we exist. There you go. That's it. Then I recommend having a product pitch, which Casey's kind of was, and also, what's your name?
Peggy.
Peggy. Also, yours was very much product oriented, where it told about a specific thing that you do, and maybe that's not the only thing you do, but it's very specific. And that gives people kind of something to latch onto and something for them to have as a trigger point in their mind next time someone says something. So that's one I recommend. Another one is educational. So I think, I don't know that anybody's had, maybe yours, because it talked about L.E.A.P, it was more educational. This is kind of saying what it is and what you hope to accomplish with it. Okay. But educational, what I kind of see it as, is being something where you say, I'd like to get everyone more revenue in this room for the next month. So here's 3 steps to do that. Okay. Create a sale or a coupon. Go into your MailChimp or your Constant Contact and create an email and send that email out to your email list with that coupon in it. So that type of thing, telling someone to kind of reminding them, here's some education, here's something you can do to increase your revenue this month. 3 steps. Maybe they already know how to do it, or maybe they don't know how to do it, but it's reminding them that these kinds of things can help them increase revenue over the next month. So educational is really good. Also, if you're in a industry where you actually have a product that maybe is medically related, or maybe you work with people who are in the medical field and you're kind of saying, I want to let people know what this is. Or maybe you work with something and you have a product maybe or a service that nobody really knows what it is. Like it's new, a new technique. Maybe you're new to an industry, or it's a new industry to Jacksonville and nobody really gets what you do. Then education is a really great way to say and give people 30 seconds of education on something that they had no idea about before. And then seasonal, obviously, is things like Christmas is coming up. If you're in retail or in any kind of retail business, that's always great. Or if you're in any kind of business that holidays revolve around, so Mother's Day, Father's Day, first of the year, people want to get healthy, those kind of things. I was just at the dentist this morning. So they were telling me that from now until the end of the year, they're slammed. Because people want to get in before their benefits expire for this year. Wow. Then in January, nothing. Like nobody. Unless it's a scheduled appointment or a regular, that they have to come in, there's nobody there. So they are probably wanting to get more people involved in January, saying, let's take that first appointment in January and that second appointment in June, rather than that first appointment in March and that second appointment in December when everybody's trying to get in. So those kind of things, seasonal things, you can kind of gear people up for what's coming next for you seasonally. So this is a quote that I thought was really poignant for networking. And anytime you go to a networking event, this should be your goal and should be your aim, is that not what you say, it's not what you do, but it's the way you make people feel. Now, when I go to a networking group and I'm running it, I greet everyone, I'm like walking around the room. As soon as a person comes in, I'm like, hi, how are you? When I'm not running a group, I look like the most laid back person in the room. Because if I don't kind of hold myself back, I'll like start running the group. But it's up to that leader and that person who's in charge to make those people feel like they're being drawn in. And then when it's my turn to take over a little bit, like speaking or whatever, then I pick up that and I go with it and I make people feel a certain way. So it's really something that's really strong. And you were talking about game face earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that goes along with this. Because sometimes, like, for real, right now I have the biggest headache ever.
Aww.
And it's sinus related and it's because of this.
Yes.
But
You can't.
that's not supposed to, you're not supposed to see that here.
And we don't.
You know? So that's one of the major things, is that when you have people like watching you, or you walk into a room and you're in a meeting, you may not think they're watching you, they're watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of keep that persona of what you would want them to see and what you would want them to experience when they see you. So if that's like, then that's what they're going to experience. But if it's not, then you want to make sure that you're making them feel a certain way that goes with your brand. Okay, so pitching styles. Today we just kind of all gave, like I said, our overall pitch, which was, it's good, kind of give people an overview of what you do. There are 3 that I like. One is Imagine If, and one of my favorite sales people, he teaches sales associates and salespeople. He came up with this, or he kind of, taught me this. His name is Mark Vickers. If you have a chance to go look at him online, he's one of my favorites. And then Pain Point, which we'll talk about in education. Oh, this is my shortened presentation, so I have to explain them. So Imagine If. So one of mine for Networking Jacks is, imagine if I could give you back 5 hours of your week. So what you're thinking about is, what are you going to do with those 5 hours? I'm going to sleep, I'm going to do laundry, like whatever it is. The average person, the average business owner or business person spends up to 5 hours a week looking for networking, searching online, checking their calendar, talking to people about networking, but not actually networking, just thinking about it and researching it and all that. So what Networking Jacks does is cut out that middle piece, and we put everything on one calendar for you, so you can just go, I'm free on Thursday for lunch. What can I do? I'm free on Friday morning. What can I do? So that's my Imagine If. So I'm giving you back something really important, time. Not that you've already spent that, you haven't spent it yet, but chances are you will. So you have to think of something that your people need back, that your clients need back, and give them an Imagine If. The next one is Pain Point, and that is when someone says, I wish there was a way to do this. I wish there was a person that could do that. I'm having trouble with this. I don't know what to do. You talked about people lining up their intentions with, what was it?
Lining up their
actions with their intentions. So maybe you know that person in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, my sister. She's like driving me crazy. I need to send her here to get this help, this specific help. So that's the pain point I'm feeling, is my sister is like not getting it, and she doesn't get it when I tell her, and it's frustrating me. So here's an answer. Could possibly be the answer that I need. So the pain point is you find out what the problem is, and then you be the answer, you be the solution. And then education, which we talked about. You want to find something, like I said, that's in your field that people don't get, that people don't understand, that maybe you use a different terminology for, that you want to give them kind of insight on. So during networking, this is a small group, and everybody's kind of like, hey, I know you, okay, hey, nice to meet you. In large groups, I don't know if anybody's been to interchanges. Anybody interchanges? You know what I'm talking about then.
Oh, yeah.
You will get into a conversation with a close talker.
No.
Whoa.
And I have one trick. I have one trick though. One trick for ladies only. This is only ladies can do this, because guys just look stupid. But if you get in contact with a close talker, you know, if you lean back or if you move back, they just keep coming forward, right? So as ladies, we have this nice little foot right here.
Okay.
And we can stick our foot out and lean back on our other foot. If you can balance, this works.
If you don't,
and a lot of yoga helps. So if you can balance, but you can keep this distance because they're not going to step on your toe.
Right.
If your toe is out there, I don't ever stick it out that far. I'm usually about here. But it still works, especially with the guys that are close talkers.
What if they lean in? I mean, they're just.
Oh, they usually, it's almost like a wall barrier for what I found. It kind of like has this wall effect. So it's very rare that they will lean over your foot because then they're already coming into that personal space where they could literally, if they have one false move, they're like, you know, touching you. So it's worked so far for me.
Okay, I'll try it.
So try it out. That's one thing. But there's also opening lines and exit lines you can try. So one of my examples, and if you have any examples, please feel free. One of my examples of opening lines is talk about the venue. Everybody when they walked in was like, oh my gosh, this building is so nice and the chairs are great. And talking about the venue. Talking about how many people are here. Oh my gosh, there's only a few people here so far. It was like when everybody first came in, oh, everybody's stuck by the rain. Oh my gosh, this weather. So you've got all these opening lines just happening. You don't even know you're doing it, but you're doing it. Exiting lines. These are the hardest ones. Because you don't want to be rude. Sometimes that person is just like, and you're like, oh, there's people over there I don't want to talk to. So what you can do is you can ask them, there's kind of a couple ways you can get out of it. You can ask them if they know anyone else here that they can introduce you to because you know that they have a lot of other networking to get to. So you want to make them feel like they're really important. And it's not about being disingenuous. You're really, you know, it's about moving on. You need to move on. You can't just stick with one person the whole night. So asking them if they can introduce you, or if you kind of feel like someone's trying to get away, letting it kind of save face for them. Can you introduce me to someone else? So that they kind of feel like they have an out, which sometimes happens and you just never know. And then if there's a couple other ones, and if you go online, you actually look at like networking exit lines. There's like a list. So, but there's a couple ways you can do it, and without being, you know, kind of like, oh, go away.
I know.
So, then at the meeting, if you do have to leave early, make sure that the leader knows, so that they know that you're not just leaving because you hate what the speaker's saying or whatever. It's just a courteous thing to do for that. And then also, if you are going to be leaving, make sure you're closest to the door so you can like be the least disruptive. And then as the etiquette for like the end of the evening, if you're the last one and you're kind of hanging out talking to somebody and all of a sudden like you see all these lights shutting down, you know, and things are happening and things are closing, don't be the last one. But if you happen to be the last one, make sure that you have talked to the leader and said, can I help you carry anything out? Can I help you clean up? Do we need to wipe this table down? Like whatever it is, make sure that you are being that solution so that, you know, if you do happen to be the last one. Try not to be.
Try not to be.
Okay, so if you want to be remembered by someone, you want to be the resource for them. So I actually did an experiment this week with one of my groups. I had a card that was printed, and it said, my name is, and they write their name in, and it said, I would like to connect with, and they write one person's name in the spot who was at the meeting that they want to connect with. I added the bottom because, so they could write why they wanted to connect with that person. And then on the back, they wrote their contact information so that person could get in contact with them. One of the girls wrote, I think / no, I could help your business.
What?
She was selling through that card. And that card was really supposed to be for me wanting to know more about your services because I need them. There's more of a solicitation of service, like, oh, I'd love to get together with you, and I'd love to get together with you. And she used it to try and sell someone. And she was not kind of adhering to this rule of being the resource. Because the first thing you say to someone is not, oh my gosh, you could totally use my product. It should be, how can I help you? Is there something you're looking for? Maybe I know someone who could help you with whatever it is you need. And, you know, how can I help you and your clients, not, hey, you need my stuff, you know, buy from me. So, and also the idea of the card was to connect with one single person. People were like writing all these names. I'm like, you guys don't get it. We'll do it again next month. But being a resource helps you to be remembered. So when I was first started with Networking Jacks, one of the things that I would do is help people find the right networking. And now it's a part of the service. It's a part of what we offer as our membership. But in the beginning, people would just sit down at a meeting. If I was at a meeting, they would say, so where are you going to be this week? I was like, well, I'm going to go to this. And they were just smoking pens and everything, filling their, you know, journals and notebooks and writing notes. And, do you have any paper? And, you know, I was the resource for where to go for networking because I was going to like 3 or 4 events a day. And people were like, oh, I just want to go wherever you're going because it's probably good. So I became that resource, and now that's what Networking Jacks has become. But that's what people wanted to talk to me about. They didn't want to talk to me about web design. They didn't want to talk to me about networking or you know, marketing or anything like that. They wanted to know about networking. So I became a resource, and it ended up being a business. But it also helped gain trust of clients who became became clients later on for web design or for marketing or for Jack's Computer Chick. So it really does work. It does gain a lot of trust for you. And LinkedIn is also part of your network. How many people are on LinkedIn? Okay. If you have a business or you're in business at all, even a professional, you should have LinkedIn. It's a few minutes to set up. It kind of seems like you're writing a resume online, which it can seem that way a little bit, but it does really help and it does really work. I connect with so many people. As soon as I get home, all the cards go into my database first, and then I go into LinkedIn and find them all. Because it's a way to connect with someone and stay connected with them, so that if they change jobs, you know where they've gone. If they have a different name, they get married, they move out of state, you know, you can't call on them for local stuff anymore if they've moved on to something else. So it really does give you this great network of people to kind of draw on if you need something or someone you know needs something. That way you become that resource. And listening before you speak, which is why no one kind of got the card thing the other day, was because they didn't listen to the instructions. But, you know, that's one of the things when you're becoming that resource and you hear someone say, I have a new business, we're moving into a new space, and I'm looking for a painter. You've listened. You can go to your LinkedIn, or you can go, oh, that guy that I met the other day, what was his name? And you can look him up and find his card, find him in your database, and be the resource for that person. So in sales, he who speaks first loses. So if you're listening for other people's pain points and what they need, then you will be the person that is able to help them and kind of help them grow so that you can gain their trust in a different way than just being around them a lot. So final thing, after networking, one of the things I do with Networking Jacks is experiments. And these experiments came about because I was spending so much time doing so much other stuff, and I didn't realize how much of it was taking up my business. And I was like, why am I not making money? I'm always busy. And I realized that I calculated my meetings for the month of January and the month of February. In the month of February, I had 89 hours of meetings in a 4-week period that resulted in no connection, monetary value, or business at all. Like nothing. It was someone coming in to take my knowledge from me and be like, oh, great, thanks, see you, bye. And that was 89 hours. That's 2 40-hour plus weeks. That's half the month was for nothing. And I didn't realize why I wasn't making any money. So what I did was, for March, I limited my meetings. If someone said, hey, come pick your brain, they could only come on Friday, and I could only give them 30 minutes. And it was only from 10 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon, till 12 at noon. So if you say you want to have a meeting with me, you have to sign up in that time slot. And I did that for 1 month, and my productivity went through the roof. I even got jobs out of those 30-minute meetings, and I was still able to help people who needed help. I was still able to have one-to-ones with people to learn about their business. And I didn't really need to tell them a lot about what I did. I would let them have the 30 minutes, you know, because I know when you do one-to-ones, it's like 30 minutes for you, 30 minutes for me. But I was still able to do all those things by limiting what I was doing with people, what I was giving away. And I came up with this kind of schedule for when someone says, hey, I want to have a one-to-one with you. If you're kind of like, I don't know if we're going to work out together, like if it's going to be a good mutual benefit, I tell them I'll do a 15-minute phone call. And then we see how that goes. And if they really want to meet with me, they have to be like in person. They're like, no, I really have to do it in person. Then I give them 30 minutes on my Friday slot. They get to pick one of the slots. And if I'm really interested, I'm thinking, you know what? I think this would be a great partnership. I really want to talk with them. Or maybe they're really interested in having their website done, and I know we need that extra time. Then I do a 60-minute meeting. So it's very rare that I do a 1-hour meeting. Most of them are 15-minute phone calls or 30-minute meetings, because it limits what you're giving out and giving away. Because I know as women we like to like, oh, and this and this and this and this, and you're always talking about everything instead of actually telling them what they need to know, being factual, and then just like that's it. And then before, during, or after meetings. So I don't just meet them, run out to Starbucks and run out to Panera and, okay, well, this lunch over here on the other side of town, or, oh, you can't get to my side of town? Okay, I'll come to you. No, it's, hey, you're going to be at this meeting this week? Yeah, I'm planning on being there. Why don't we meet 30 minutes before that? We'll meet at the restaurant, we'll have some coffee, and we'll have our meeting. Or can you stay after the meeting for maybe 20 or 30 minutes? We can have a meeting together. I'll be there for sure. Or maybe, if it's more of like a social thing and there's not like a program, like I said, interchanges, it's just kind of all social and they have a little 10-minute, 20-minute thing in the middle. Hey, are you going to this event? I'd love to meet you there. It's a great networking event. So you're kind of giving yourself also a little bit of an out if it's really not a meeting that's going to benefit you. They can have networking opportunity and so can you. So those are just a couple things that I've done. So finding qualified networking, this number is outdated, but there are over 750 groups in Jacksonville, and they're all on Network and Jax. We also cover Tampa, Orlando, Daytona, Miami, Gainesville, and something else. Can't remember. Palm Coast. And St. Augustine. So those are all on Network and Jax, and they're all categorized. So if they're further than St. Augustine, then they have their own like color. But St. Augustine's kind of lumped in with Jacksonville. And it's on networkandjax.com. Does anybody have any questions?